Hey friends, I've got kind of an interesting issue that I'm dealing with on a 2023 KTM250SX. It's been an interesting issue for me to try to deal with. Here is the story. So after doing a top end rebuild on this bike, I went out to a motocross track after breaking that top end in, and this power valve actuator ended up going bad at the motocross track. I don't know if you can hear the pieces that are rattling around in that, but the new power valve actuator that we have does not sound like that. And to back up a little bit, when this power valve went bad, the bike got super loud, like deep rumbly. It sounds like a 500 when it's idling. Man, it's coming down out here. Try to get some cool air in my little shop here. Anyhow, backing up, when that symptom of the bike getting really loud happened, I also lost like all bottom end power. And then the FI light right here on my hour meter started blinking 5 times at idle, and then above idle when the RPMs were higher, it would just go back to the static FI check engine light. So the 5 blink code goes back to the power valve. It's some sort of power valve fault. Another problem that I ran into is I have a twisted development ECU. So when I tried to bring the bike to a KTM dealership, for some reason they weren't able to read the codes on that ECU, even though it's still the stock KTM ECU that's remapped. I don't have the full understanding of why that is. And then Twisted Development themselves don't read error codes, so I've gotten kind of nothing to go on as far as reading the code, but I know the general area of where the code is happening. When I reinstalled a new power valve actuator, the light still persisted, and the bike is in like a limp mode, if it seems like the power valve is open, like those boost ports are open, because that would explain the sound of it just being really loud and deep and thumpy. It's just that it's basically straight and fully open from the cylinder out, meaning that the power valve is not where it needs to be. And after trying to calibrate it multiple times with our wake up dongle, I have had no success in clearing the code and seemingly correctly calibrating this power valve actuator. So we're going to dig into that today and see if we can't rule a couple things out and get closer to finding why this is occurring. So first and foremost, I'm just going to start ruling things out. I'm going to measure the voltage on our battery here, and then I'm also going to find our 10 amp fuse, and I'm going to check that because there's a 10 amp fuse that is associated with the power going to the power valve actuator. So I'm going to get into that and see what we can find before taking our tank off and getting back into the power valve actuator and seeing if it's indexed correctly and if it's just something I messed up on the rebuild. But I don't think it is, because it was running really well for about an hour and a half. So I think this thing might have naturally tore itself apart, or I did do something incorrect on the rebuild that prematurely caused this thing to fail. But the bike does also have 100 hours on it. So without further ado, we'll start running some tests on this thing. Okay, so first and foremost, the battery seems to be healthy. Let me get these. I'm trying to do it one-handed here, but with those situated, we're getting a healthy reading. So the 10 amp fuses that I tested are hung right off the battery strap here, and I tested both of them for continuity, and they both had continuity. If there is an issue with the power valve itself, I gotta be sure on that, so we don't destroy another one of these motors potentially. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove this pipe. I want to see where the pipe is actually, or not the pipe, I want to see where the power valve is resting currently, because if it is slightly open, because if it were slightly open and those boost ports are open, that would make sense why the bike has gotten louder, almost as if the packing went bad all of a sudden. So let's get that pipe off and see what position the power valve is in. Alright fellas, I have answers. So after getting the power valve actuator off and we got both of our side covers off of our cylinder here, it became very apparent what exploded the first power valve actuator and what is persisting to cause this code. So this whole mechanism is locked up, bound up, and I couldn't figure out why, because everything is indexed correctly down here and supposedly in the resting position. Whereas over here, I came over here and I saw all these parts moving independent of one another. And I discovered, hopefully I'm not just putting you guys in the dark room right now, this bolt attached to this arm has backed out, causing this not to engage in the whole mechanism to lock up. So I'm going to fix this issue really quick and try to get everything back together and see if when we recalibrate the new power valve actuator we can get rid of that blinking light and get this bike out of limp mode. Alright, so we found that backed out bolt, and now I've got the tank back on so we can use our wake up dongle to calibrate the power valve, and then to know that the power valve actuator has gone through the full cycle. We'll hear the fuel pump prime 3 times at the end of that. So let's do that now. I've got my wake up dongle in my left hand. I'm holding the throttle at 50% with my right hand. Now I'll plug the wake up dongle in. I'm going to hold the throttle for 10 seconds. And then once I let go here, we should hear our power valve actuator go through its cycles. Alright, so we've done our white map, and now I'll switch to our green map. Unplug our wake up dongle. Let the bike shut off, go back to sleep, and we'll repeat that cycle. Half throttle. Plug our wake up dongle in. 10 seconds. And release. Alright. So now that we've got that calibrated, I'm going to try to start it, and I'm going to hope that that code either disappears or we've made it out of limp mode. I don't know. Let's find out. Alright, I just started up and rode it around the yard, and it's much quieter, and we've got our bottom end back. I'll start it up here for you. Now it's just a very normal sounding, it's actually quiet. So it was that backed out bolt on the right side of the power valve. That was our issue, so happy that we got that figured out and back to it now. And now just to circle back to my own stupidity on how this came about and the consequences that came along with it. I couldn't figure out what this issue was, where it was coming from, what the root cause of why I destroyed the first power valve actuator motor. So once I replaced the original power valve actuator motor that tore itself to bits. I replaced it with that one and went riding, and on like the first lap, the bike cut out and just didn't have any power to give me this little zap to go over this tiny little double. And I'll insert the clip here mapping it out because I don't remember a thing of it, dude. And you know what pisses me off more than anything is that when it comes to the game of dirt bikes, you've got a couple free spaces. You know, on the bingo card of injuries that you can have, you usually get 2 or 3 free spaces for a couple of free minor concussions that don't come along with too many. So I'm really pissed that I wasted a perfectly good concussion on this little 10-footer and not getting this thing fixed the right way the first time. Enjoy this clip and look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Had to map this shit out. Takeoff, front wheel, indent right there. What I can only imagine and appears to be where my head hits for the first time. And then we skip down to the bottom of the goalie here, where you can see some suspicious marks in the dirt. I'm guessing this is somewhere in the vicinity of where my head was squished between the ground and the bike flipping. On a fucking 10-footer, dude? Fuck you, pal.